Hello, it's Matt O'Leary, and this might be my last video in this apartment, so bye-bye. Today I'm reviewing the fourth EP from Australian guitarist and bedroom recorder, really one of the most celebrated progressive metal guitarists in recent years. It's Plini with SUNHEAD. This comes right after his first full-length album, Handmade Cities, from 2016, which had a resoundingly triumphant and positive tone to it. And I'd say that's probably the distinguishing characteristic to Plini's music overall. It's got a very jovial, a very upbeat spirit to it. In an instrumental genre like progressive metal that gets so much flack for being a little bit stodgy at times, a little bit inaccessible, I feel like Plini's sound, Plini's brand is a really nice change of pace. And that playfulness, that lightheartedness comes out not only in the imagery but in the compositions as well. These are tracks that you could probably play for your mom and she wouldn't be completely overwhelmed. You might even get one of those, that's nice, honey. The melodies are playful, the progression's uplifting, but don't get me wrong, this metal still smashes. Like, there are some absolutely massive kind of Dream Theater, like Steve Vai-esque climaxes, but they're usually followed up by these twinkly arpeggios and ambience. Listen to a track like The End of Everything or Inhale to see exactly what I mean. And while I think Plini really does stand out like a shiny beacon in this genre, I haven't really been blown away by any single album or EP yet. So I was really hoping for a full-length album with a more identifiable narrative or structure to it, but I feel like SUNHEAD is kind of more of the same. It's very much a mishmash of ideas at about 20 minutes, which, ain't bad. The most obvious added flavor to this thing is jazz, and you'll get that right away on the song Kind with its discordant, chromatically shifting, stuttering riff. And over the course of the track, that riff just keeps coming back, shifting from the guitar playing it to the bass playing it, as the roller coaster dynamics dictate. In the heavier parts of the song, you get these reverby, tremolo-picked walls behind this super punchy groove, while the tamer sections are a little bit more minimal, with the drums and bass really getting intricate. The song Salt and Charcoal rides on another syncopated beat with the same sort of dynamic ebbs and flows. Plini definitely has a formula down. Like, you get these very celebratory, grandiose melodies followed by more pensive, low-key sections with maybe an added instrument soloing over the top. The song Flaneur, or however you say that, is probably the biggest experiment in Plini's career so far. He tosses in that jazzy piano and the saxophone and some snarky puppy-esque synth. And I think it really complements that playfulness in his music really well. It is really impressive I was able to take that bass line that's in 5 and use it in 2 completely different contexts, from that dark gent sound to the ultra smooth jazz that closes things out. The closing title track gives us some more of that metal and jazz intersection, and there's one moment in particular where he just does that so brilliantly. You've got yet another syncopated riff that drives this song, this time played on a very clean toned guitar with a very jazzy minor 7th interval. Then at about the minute 40-second mark, he adds the 3rd in the chord with this very distorted metal tone. It's just, so cool. So instead of just playing some jazz and then playing some metal, it's the 2 in 1, literally overlapping each other in a chord. Unlike a lot of his stuff, I don't feel like there are as many melodies that really stuck with me on this album, but this is some of the most nuanced progressive music out there, and Plini obviously pours himself into the writing, so this is a 7 out of 10 for me and a definite recommendation. This is a very groove-based album, lots of Animals as Leaders influence there, with a little bit less of those Lyle Mays or Pat Metheny 80s tones. I'm hoping for something, like I said before, with a little bit more of a narrative flow. It'd be great to get an album from Plini that makes a little bit more of its concept. I do think he's got even a little bit more in the tank artistically, but there's a nice little appetizer. And if you're into Plini, do check out David Maximicic. His stuff is very similar, if not better, in my opinion. And that is a wrap. So as always, thank you so much for watching.